Look, man, if you want to change your life, if you want to change your mindset, if you want to move in the right direction, you got to start changing what you feed your mind. What you feed your mind, you have to change that. Instead of scrolling on social media all day or for hours upon hours, bro, like, go pick up a book. Like, I mean that. I'm serious about that. Like, bro, go pick up a book. And I would have never used to say that because, like, I never like reading, you know, ever. Like, I did not like reading books ever until I figured out and came to the conclusion that, like, there's knowledge sitting in books that can shift your whole mindset. There's knowledge sitting in books that you sometimes won't even learn in the classroom or through TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, through the internet, like anything. There's much more knowledge, much more wisdom, much more, mindset working things in books. But everybody else, most people would rather scroll on social media than study. Most people would rather scroll on social media than, gain them wisdom and gain them knowledge in a book. Bro, you don't just become wise by living. You don't just become wise by waking up every day and going through life. You become wise, you become knowledgeable by learning, by reflecting, by applying what you've learned in your life. And books let you borrow years of someone's life that, experienced everything you wanted, went through the same path you went down in just a few pages. Like, you learn about that person's life, you learn about that person's perspective, their mindset, and they try to teach you their way. They're trying to teach you how they got to where they are. They're trying to teach you, the path they paved already, but you won't even open the book. Like, you're learning from the greats, you're learning from people that are successful, you're learning from professional athletes, influencers, stock traders, business owners. Like, those are the people who write books. Those are the people that are successful. Those are the people that already made it. So why not open a book and, learn from them? Why not open a book and see how their life was and see what they did so you can be in the same position they are? Like, you got to open a book to do that. You don't figure these things out by scrolling on social media. You don't become wise. You don't become knowledgeable by scrolling on social media. You become wise. You become knowledgeable. You become smarter. You learn more through books. Through books. Like, I just started reading books this year. I'm already 2 down, I think, and I'm on my 3rd one right now. Like, you gotta start reading books, bro, because that's where the real knowledge comes from. That's where the real wisdom comes from. Books matter, especially in the day and age we are now. Like, there's so much distractions out there. We're so overstimulated. We're so phone, driven. We're so social media driven. We're so distraction driven, but we're underdeveloped. We're not as wise as they used to be back in the days. We're not as knowledgeable as they used to be because everybody wants quick answers. They want the get rich quick schemes. They want to be successful in a day. They don't want to read a book and learn how to think. They don't want to read a book and learn how to actually get there, how to actually work, what to actually do to be successful. They don't want to read a book. They don't want to become wiser. They don't want to become more knowledgeable. They just want to react. They just want it quick. They just want it tomorrow. They just want it tonight. Books expand your perspective, they sharpen your discipline, and they give you tools to lead your life, not just survive it. Like I said, the people who write these books are the people that already been through it, the people that already put in their work, put in their time, and are successful. So now they took time out of their life so we can learn how to get there. So why not take advantage of it? Why not take advantage of it? And that's coming from somebody who never used to read books. Like, I never liked books ever until I finally opened my first book. And, the knowledge that I gained from that was just like, wow. Like, I never looked at it in this way. I never had this perspective on it. I never had this point of view on something, I never learned this way or like anything like that, bro. A book teaches you that. Like, if you struggle with anxiety, I read this book called, dang, I'm forgetting the name of it right now. But it was like, let me go find that real quick. Hold on. I found it. This book right here is called The Answer to Anxiety. I think I talked about this in one of my videos before. Like, I was struggling with anxiety. I read this book and I found, different perspectives, different ways to think about different things. And, my anxiety is not all the way gone, but it has gotten better. Like, there's so many books out here. I'm reading this book right now called The Compound Effect. And it talks about how, like, the small steps I always talk about in my videos, the small wins, taking that small first step, compounding your small wins can turn into something huge, like, just from a book. And I'm saying it in my videos because I learned about it in this book. I became more wiser about it from this book. I learned different ways to, approach the compound effect from this book that I did not know before, that I would not have learned through social media. And if you want to learn how to like mess with your money, or put your money in the right spot, read this book right here, The Psychology of Money. It's a great book. It talks about money, it talks about investing, it talks about how to actually save, how to budget, how to work with your money, like everything from a book that you would never learn in a classroom, that you would never learn on TikTok, that you would never learn on social media. All that knowledge, all that wisdom comes from books. And I've already read 2 of those. I'm on the 3rd one right now, about to finish that, going on to the next one after that. Like, it's real, bro. Like I said, it's from a person that never used to read books until I opened the first one. And I gained so much more knowledge. I gained so much more wisdom, so many more perspectives that I never would have thought of before, just from a book. Like, you become wise, you become knowledgeable just from words on paper that nobody else would, never open. They'll just rely on social media. So you get ahead of these people. You take your steps, ahead of these people by opening a book and not just relying on social media. And there's different types. Like, there's mindset books, like the books I just showed you. There's many mindset books you can learn from. There's self-improvement, there's faith and purpose, there's finance, there's leadership. Like, whatever you want to learn about, whatever you want to become more knowledgeable about, gain more wisdom on, or look for different perspectives on, there's a book for it. You just got to go find it. You just got to go open it. You just got to do your part and go read it. You don't got to read everything. You don't got to read everything. Just start with one book that speaks to where you are right now. Read one book that speaks to where you want to be, or that, motivates you, inspires you, or that you learn from to be where you want to be. Like I said, I read that anxiety book when my anxiety was bad. Like, I was struggling with it really bad, and it helped me. Like, look, bro, like, wisdom isn't about being perfect. Like, knowledge isn't about being perfect. It isn't about knowing everything or feeling like you know it all. It's just about being open and growth. Like, that's all wisdom is. Just start small, whether it be a chapter a day, 10 pages a day, one idea that you want to read about at a time. Just let the books build you, let the pages build you, let the books inspire you and bring you knowledge, bring you growth, bring you wisdom. Because discipline and consistency, they both build wisdom, they both build strength. When you're consistent and read a book every day, when you're consistent and read that chapter or them 10 pages every day, that builds strength, that builds wisdom. When you're disciplined and you read even when you don't want to, that brings wisdom, that builds strength. Like, this is deeper than just reading books. It isn't just about reading books. It's about becoming someone who lives differently, who does things differently, who works differently, who grinds differently, who thinks about things differently because of what you learned from a book, because of the knowledge, because of the wisdom that you've gained from a book. Like, it's just deeper than opening a book and reading it. You have to actually learn. You have to actually grow because of it. So it's not just about reading books. It's about becoming someone who lives differently, who thinks differently, who works differently, who grinds differently, who looks at things differently in different perspectives because of what you learned, because of what you've learned and the knowledge and the wisdom you gained from a book. Like, think about it like this, bro. Everything you need to learn, every bit of knowledge, every bit of wisdom to level up, to become the best version of yourself, to grow, to become successful, to be where you want to be, it's already written in a book. It's already there. You just got to look for it. You just got to open the book up. You just got to pick the book up. You just got to read the words that's on the pages. That's all you got to do. It's already there for you. So if you really want to be where you say you want to be, if you really want to be that successful person, if you really want to be the best version of yourself, or grow in this field or that field, be a content creator, like anything like that, you got to put in the effort to go pick up a book. You got to go read a book. Like, I'm telling you, there's so much knowledge, there's so much wisdom, there's so much more you can gain from a book than the internet or social media or from another person. You just got to go pick it up. You just got to go open it. You just got to go read it. Be disciplined and be consistent with it. My goal this year is to read 12 books. This year, I've already read 3. So I'm almost there. Like, books are very valuable. They're very, like, one of the best things you can start doing, with your free time instead of scrolling on social media. Because then doing that, you're gaining knowledge, you're gaining wisdom, you're growing, you're learning new things every single day just from a book. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. We're on the way to 300 subs. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see you in the next one.